What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Coming back on tonight because I think I've got some stuff figured out. What do I think I've got figured out? I have got some tech figured out for Heroic Anthem in KVK in Rise of Kingdoms. For those of you guys that are new here, my name is Fet. I play the mobile game, like I said, Rise of Kingdoms, which is a game you can play on Apple and Android where you build up your city, build up your armies, and fight other players in events like KVK, Ark of Osiris, and the new game mode Champions of Olympia. Last night, guys, I made a video about going into the Lost Kingdom for my first Heroic Anthem. I felt like the video was pretty scatterbrained. It was very exciting, a little overwhelming. I didn't feel like I delivered too much value for you guys. So tonight, I'm going to go over a few specifics of what I learned over the last day in the Lost Kingdom for KVK Heroic Anthem for my first time. Hit that subscribe button if you guys like this game, Rise of Kingdoms, just as much as me. I put out all sorts of content about how I play my account in my alliance and in my kingdom, 1846. All right, guys. So we've got Reset that just went down about an hour ago. I was a little late getting into the game tonight again as well, but I feel like I've learned so much over the last day. I wanted to kind of reiterate some things that I said last night, but really put a lot of structure into what I was going through mentally last night. I mean, right when I made that video last night that you guys saw, it was my first time in Heroic Anthem, first time going into the Lost Kingdom. There was a million things going on, and I had a blast. It was a really good time, but it was very overwhelming, and I didn't feel like I really articulated what I was learning as I was going through it with you guys. So I wanted to come back on tonight and be more clear about what I think a great strategy is for the beginning of Heroic Anthem in Rise of Kingdoms KVK. So first things first, guys, let's just look at this bundle again real quick. And we do have the summer event that just hit, so I'll probably have a video coming out about this. This looks like it's going to be a great event. It's a typical holiday event from Lilith, of course, in the game. Some bundles, some stuff to do. I'm sure there's a million new things to do, as well as now all the KVK stuff. They really know how to throw everything and the kitchen sink at us, right? We've got a bunch of stuff to do in this game right now. But one thing I wanted to go into just real quick, because I kind of sped through some of the bundle purchasing last night, but I wanted to show this one that's going to be the most common one for us to purchase. First off, if you didn't watch my video last night, I will throw a card up top right now to go check it out, where you can see me purchase some of the one-time bundles that are extremely, extremely valuable. They're not that expensive, and the value and rewards and materials, crystals, everything you get out of them, resources as well, is really, really highly valuable, and it's not that expensive. If you're a mid-range spender in this game, you want to go check out that video to see what those bundles look like. And I highly recommend you buy every single one of those $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $20 bundles. It's not that much money. It seems like, you know, they come up all the time, but they do start very, very small and kind of work their way up to only the $20 level. So that's not that much money, and you get so many crystals for doing that, which helps you get a really, really good start in Heroic Anthem for tech. So again, first thing I'm going to talk about is this bundle, guys. The $5 one, you get 150,000 crystals, which is great. Definitely useful. Everything costs quite a bit as you get up there for tech, but this is a really good one for $5. And if you don't want to spend a ton of money, this one's really, really good that you kind of get started with as you get going in this KVK. The next one, you get 350,000. You get some speed ups in here as well, guys. The main value in these ones are going to be the crystals, but they do throw in some decent amount of resources. Obviously, you get your gems as always, and there's some decent amount of speed ups in here. Not a whole lot. I mean, 16 hours. Not great. Again, a lot of the value is coming from the crystals, but they do also throw a pretty good amount of resources in for these bundles too. So we will go ahead and grab that one as well. And then there is one more, the $20 one. And this one you get 650,000 gems, or crystals. So we're up to, let's see, the first one was 150, the next one was 350. So we are up to 1.15 million crystals from this daily bundle. This can be bought once per day. I plan to buy it here and there. I don't think I'll buy it every single day. And I think I can actually get a lot of the stuff done in the research center with, activity. So I'm kind of doing a combo here of pay to win and free to play. I would like to save as much money as possible, but this is going to help me get to a tippy top fighting kind of readiness level by the time we're fighting within a week or 2 weeks, or especially when we go into zone 7 or 8 for Kingsland. So gonna do a combo approach here, guys, but definitely here in the beginning, it's really important if you are going to spend some money, do it early, because you're going to get out ahead of everybody else and you'll be on that top tier with all the other top tier players. Again, so the $35 is going to give you 1.15 million crystals every day, which is a really, really good value in my opinion. Now, the other ones you get as you're leveling up, like your crystal mine and your research center and some of your tech as well, those are way better value. So you want to make sure you grab those for sure, but the daily one is really useful and a pretty good value as well. So that's about the bundle, guys. I do recommend it. I don't think you have to buy it every single day. I don't plan to, and I do plan to get to max tech here soon. But let me go into some of the strategy that I figured out for tech. So the first things first, what you want to do right when you get into the game is you want to, or into Heroic Anthem, you want to level up your crystal mine to level 25. Not only will this give you bundles to purchase as you level it up, they're very small, and again, they're kind of gradual, but they don't get really large by any means. But what it does is it increases the amount that you can produce. At level 25, your hourly workload goes up to 8,000. Some of the other bonuses that we're getting here are we're getting a 4480 from some of the technology that we've already done, but you want to get that hourly workload up to 8,000 as soon as you possibly can. And again, you do get some nice bundles to buy along the way as well. So if you are able to do that, that's going to put you ahead of the pack already. I highly recommend, first and foremost, guys, first thing you want to do is get that crystal mine up to level 25. The next thing you want to do is get this research center up to level 25 as well. The main thing here is the cost reduction. So at level 25, guys, you're going to get a 5% cost reduction. There's probably some math that could go into this, and you are only increasing approximately half a point-ish per level on this top end. So I'm not sure if you need to necessarily go all the way to 25 off the rip, but you definitely want to be up here at 21, 22, 23. And yeah, I mean, you're getting huge jumps when you get to 23, 24, and 25. So that's the second thing I did. Going all the way up to 25 is probably debatable, but you definitely want to be at level 21 real quick. The next thing you want to do, guys, and this is where we get into the actual tech research itself. The next thing you want to do, and what I wanted to go for first, and let me just kind of explain my theory. So my theory was cost reduction, then generation, so crystal generation, and then third is going to be military tech. This is if you do plan to spend a little bit of money and you think that you can max some of this tech out before or during some of the fighting in the earlier kind of phases, whether it's zone 5 or maybe zone 6 or whatever. If you are free to play and you don't plan on maxing all this stuff out, I would recommend taking a much more balanced approach than what I'm going to recommend here. Because what I'm going to recommend is going to reduce the cost by as much as possible, then increase the crystal generation by as much as possible, then finally add the military tech. But if you're not going to be down here within 7 to 10 days, you probably with everything else fully maxed, you probably want to take a more balanced approach where you actually just kind of balance it out between cost reduction, generation, and military tech, rather than being so strict on one at a time. So this is kind of a recommendation if you do plan on spending at least a little bit of money or a lot of time crushing barbs or forts to get these crystals that are needed to level up these technologies. But back to the point here, the first thing you guys want to go for is right here. Whoops. Skillful operation. So crystal cost. So reduces the number of crystals used in research at the Crystal Research Center. So this reduces your cost by 5% off the rip. Extremely valuable to get up to level 5 here, guys. So it's 1% per. It's not that expensive because it is Skillful Operation 1. There are a few prerequisites, guys, and I don't remember exactly what they are off the top of my head, but you basically want to click here do what it tells you you have to do to get this up to level 5. The first priority in tech, again, keep this in mind. If you're free to play, this may be a little bit different, but you want to get skillful operation 1 up. This is going to reduce the cost. This is step 1 to reduce cost. Okay, step 2 is going to be getting here to skillful operation 2. So I haven't fully maxed this one yet, and it gets very, very expensive to do so at these upper levels. But you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 quite easily, actually. I went to 9 out of preference, but because I do plan on, getting some of these bundles as they're coming out right in the early stages, so I can be max tech as soon as possible and fight with it. However, guys, what I kind of realized as I was thinking more about it, you could probably stop this at, let me see my notes. You could probably stop this at 7, 8, or 9. And the reason for that is because of what you get for it. So you're only talking about, a 3% difference in total cost. And if I go back to the building itself, you can see my cost reduction is the base 5% for being maxed out, the building itself at level 25. Then I'm plus 19. So I'm a 24% reduction in crystal cost for technology. Pretty big deal. But, is 24 much different than 22? It's the matter of, when you're talking about bigger techs, level 10 techs towards the end, it is quite a bit. But when you're talking about some of these earlier techs, these crystal techs that you're trying to get done, it's the matter of like a few fourths or like hunting barbs for 10, 20 minutes. So going back, I probably would have stopped this at level 7 or 8. I did go to 9. It is what it is. I'm comfortable with that. But I probably would have stopped a little bit earlier. So second priority is to get this one right here. Skillful operation to level 7, 8, or 9, depending on what your preference is. I'd recommend maybe a happy median at like 8, but it gets really, really expensive to get to 9 in terms of the prerequisite technologies that you have to finish. So 7, 8, or 9 is going to be fine. You can make up that 1, 2, or 3% difference in cost with activity in the game. So that's one edit that I would make to my strategy, but definitely want to get skillful operation to 6+ immediately, or 7+ immediately. Then guys, that's pretty much it for cost reduction, right? So we're not looking at anything else in here that's going to really, really reduce cost. I mean, it's just not. Everything up here is really starting to deal with troop stuff, march stuff, and damage stuff. So you don't really need to start to worry about anything further than that in terms of cost reduction. And that's basically the last thing we can do to reduce cost is take that to level 10. Now, when we get up here and stuff gets really, really expensive in terms of crystal cost, we're going to want to come back here and get that to 10. But for now, at a 24% reduction out of a maximum I could possibly have is 25, I'm in a really good position to move forward into the next step of the strategy, which is to generate more crystals. So which technologies do that? Let's go back here to the beginning. The main one, guys, is going to be treaties and cultural exchange. So these both have 2 levels, level 1 and level 2. You want to get these to 5 as soon as possible. Cultural exchange 1 is probably going to get put to 5 really quickly when you're doing the skillful operation technologies. So that one should probably already be 5, at least cultural exchange 1. So favor earned is something that you get when you complete a bastion quest, which you do get crystal generation from. So when you obtain a bastion level, so when it's a whole another thing. I'll probably make an entire other video on it. Maybe I can plug in something here from another YouTuber like Chisel or something. But every time you beat a bastion quest, and let me just go to it real quick. So donate 1 million food, right? So as you can see, crystal mine work speed plus 6%. So let me just go ahead and do this one. I'll donate the 1 million food, claim the reward. Not only do I get the crystals for that, which we'll come back to, but it's going to increase when I get him to level 6. As you can see, I'm only level 5. So troop training, that's a big one as well. That's going to give me 552. That's going to push me over. Let me just do that real quick to show you guys what actually happens. So crystal mine work speed from this bastion is plus 6%. So I'm going to accept this, and then I got to go train. So let's go ahead and do this real quick. And I'm just trying to train some T5 just to get it done. So that took me to 60,000, and that's going to take me to 100. And then let me just do T4 again real quick, just to get it done for you guys. And that's going to finish the quest. So it takes me back here to the Bastion. I'm doing the Belisarius one right now. Go ahead and claim that. That took me to level 6 for Belisarius. I can unlock this skill now, which is a huge deal. And then my Crystal Mine work speed went up to plus 7.5%, which is great. So, boom, got that skill. I can now use Belisarius' skill. So that's great. So troops led by Belisarius deal 25% increased damage when the target has fewer than 50% of units remaining. So that's a big one, guys. We want to try to get all these bastions done for multiple reasons, but for purposes of this video, what we're really concerned with right here is the Crystal Mine work speed. So let's go check out our Crystal Mine now. Work speed is at 57.5%. So again, if you guys watched my video last night, the bundle in the supply depot gives you 50% crystal production speed. So that's where that first 50% comes from. And then the extra 7.5% is coming from the Belisarius Bastion, right? So that's why, guys, we want to full circle here, coming back to the technology we were talking about. This is why we want to level up Cultural Exchange, okay? We're going to get more favor for completing these quests, which is going to level up our Bastion commanders faster so that we in turn can produce more and generate more crystals. If you're with me, thank you. If you guys are confused, drop a comment below. Let me know if you're still with me or not, or if I need to explain this further, maybe in comments or something like that, right? So the faster we're leveling up Bastion commanders, the faster we're going to generate more crystals. I hope you guys are following. It does get a little complicated. Again, this is why I felt so scatterbrained last night. This was all happening to me at once. I was very confused, but I got it figured out at this point. So we're going to get that one done. The next one I have is the Treaties 2. So Treaties 2, I do not have a lot of, but I can do it now. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And then so we want to level that one up next. Yep. So Cultural Exchange 1 was to increase Bastion, and then Cultural Exchange 2 is right here. So I got that to 8. And see, they do get very, very expensive when you get up there to the higher levels. But now my favor that I'm getting is highly, highly increased. So we've got Cultural Exchange 2 to level 8 right now. I'd say that's pretty good for now. And now what I'm focused on is treaties. So what do treaties do? So the treaties tech increases the number of crystals earned by completing Bastion Commander quests. So not only do you get favor, which increases the generation or production of these crystals at the crystal mine, you can also get crystals from just completing the events in themselves. So you want to do both of these, right? Cultural Exchange and treaties are the key components to crystal generation in the game, in Heroic Anthem. So again, guys, step 1 was cost reduction. Step 2 is crystal generation. Once you've gotten Treaty 1 and Treaty 2 complete, your next step is going to be really just fighting stuff. I mean, if you are a really, really important commander or player for your alliance in the actual fighting of KVK, you want to focus on troop type damage, of which I would try to go for all damage. I don't know which one that is. Is that Call to Arms? No. Just want the all damage. Which one's the all damage one? Okay, so this is really important. I'd say after you complete steps 1 and 2 in terms of cost reduction, then generation, I would move on to all damage, unless you know specifically you are one troop type and that's all you're going to fight with. But all damage is even better than getting like attack or defense, because all damage is going to apply to attack, counterattack, skill damage, or anything really type of damage in the entire game. AoE, blah blah blah, whatever it is. So this is a really, really important one. Improve morale. After I finish my treaties 2, or I get it up to at least a really, really good level, my next focus is going to simply be getting straight up here to improve morale. That's going to be the biggest deal for me, because I want to do more damage. I am going to be probably a rally leader. I'm definitely not going to be a garrison leader, but I'll definitely be a rally leader in some capacity in the next week or so. So that's really my next goal once I get step 2 completely done, which is generation. So just to come back full circle, guys, step 1, crystal mine level 25. Step 2, crystal research center level 25. Sorry, I know it's a lot going on. It's still a mouthful. Step 3 is skillful operation 1 maxed. Step 4 is skillful operation 2 to either level 7, 8, or 9. Step 5 is treaties 1 maxed out, and step 6 is treaties 2 up to a decent level as well. So probably looking at 8-ish, maybe 8 or 9 or 7, 8, 9. Then from there, you're in a really, really good spot in terms of cost reduction and crystal generation to go ahead and start to develop some of that military tech that's going to help you do better fighting in Heroic Anthem. Whew. All right, guys. That was a lot. As I said, the bastions could probably be in a video all in themselves. So that's something I'll consider maybe over the next few days. I've got a ton of content that I still have to make for Heroic Anthem. This is, like I said, my first time in this KVK format. And so far, it's a blast. There's a lot to figure out, which is one of the reasons I really, really love this game. Is it's so intricate and deep, and there's all sorts of opinions and different strategies that can go into it. It's one of the things that makes this game great and why I love it so much. I hope you guys like this video. Again, I apologize that last night I probably seemed pretty scatterbrained and all over the place. I hope this one was much more clear on what a good strategy is for crystals right when you get into Heroic Anthem for KVK in Rise of Kingdoms. Again, guys, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. I love all the support and want to know that I'm putting out good, valuable content for you guys. Hit a like button on this video as well if this one was better than the last one. And drop me a comment. I love talking with you guys. And until the next video, y'all, have a good night.